should meddle less in British affairs. In a speech, Scotland's First Minister will outline plans for a referendum on independence later. Alex Salmond. The former Archbishop of Canterbury, Lord Carey, has backed plans to introduce a benefits cap, arguing the current welfare system is rewarding fecklessness and irresponsibility. Writing in lorry drivers could be charged £10 a day to use Britain's roads under new government proposals.
You on that story, please do let us know with their views on the stories in the papers very shortly. Papers now, we begin with the Financial Times. Liz Barclay with a take here. Martin Wheatley, what's the message he's putting out?
Well, he's saying that he's going to do more to protect the consumers. He's going to...
You rely on your advisers. Maybe go to the Governor of the Bank of England, who says, Sam...
He says no reason to despair, which to my mind is a reason to despair.
He's got any money, you know, and if we've got caps and benefits and people retiring without money...
And this survey that they're...
...to that level, but smaller but significantly as we speak.
We're going to get the political word on this. Well, look, here with his take on all of this is our business presenter, Joel King, Joel Hills.
You've just corralled me on that.
Well, if there's no reason for despair, why doesn't he let his face know that? You see, this is the problem. He's not smiling, no one else is smiling, and it's one thing saying that, but if you don't...
Well, the economy also dominated President Obama's final State of the Union address before November's elections. Sky's US correspondent Greg Milam reports. David Cameron is calling for reform of the European Court of Human Rights, saying it should meddle less in British affairs. But the government's defence cuts have been described as unnecessary and grotesquely unfair. Scotland's First Minister will outline plans for a referendum on independence later. Protesters in Egypt are threatening a day of wrath on the anniversary of the start of protests that led to the ousting of former President Hosni Mubarak.
OK, let's look at the front pages of the newspapers. Daily Telegraph quoted line there. That's the third time this week that's happened. It's only Wednesday on that Dalek voice thing that goes on.
I think we can
there.
blame that on the weather, maybe, snowy conditions.
No, can we see the weather? We can't hear him, but might be able to see him there, just how lovely that is. I was just... These GDP figures, of course, they're coming out. They're going to be released 9:30, and there's a Sarah Jane.
Well, economic fairness was the main thing during President Obama's final State of the Union address before November's election.
See, that proposal's proven very popular with those of you tweeting us today about who should pay for our roads, and something should be slapped upon the big lorries that drive in from the continent. So keep those views coming in. At Sky Sarah Jane, at Eamon Holmes, news@sky.com. Joining me now, Sam Delaney and Liz Barclay. At the newspapers this morning, they're coming courtesy of Sam Delaney and his tongue out at me or something, going, nah, to me or whatever. But
it sounds like he's rapping the news.
It does sound as if he's rapping.
Very well done.
Somebody will probably cut that into a rap, but it's a little hiccup, literally, on the line there, technically. If Bill Gates had anything to do with that, of course, it would be all right. He is one of the big hitters who's not out there, and that is because he's on at Sunrise 20 to 9 this morning. So we should say, if anyone has a question, looking for the thoughts of Bill Gates, who's now... I mean, this man has pledged to give away 95% of his personal wealth through the Bill Gates Foundation.
He's got so much of it, he can't spend it all.
Well, obviously not, but he spent it on very, very good causes. Where you would like to see him spend it, your questions, your suggestions for him, your theories on him, news@sky.com, or you can tweet us at Eamon Holmes or at Sky Sarah Jane. What else has happened?
Well, the economy has dominated President Obama's final State of the Union address before November's election. With more, here's Sky's US correspondent Greg Milam.